Loud. We're tired of beating our head against the wall.
And this is where we speak the minds of the people. We re-echo what is affecting society, what is affecting the arts, tourism, and culture industry. It is called Say It Loud. And today we are saying it loud. Yes, we are saying it loud and even louder today here on Showbiz A to Z, Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Yeah, so on Wednesday, the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okrekumante, cut a sword at the Center for National Culture in Kumasi. And this sword was cut for the construction of an amphitheater that was promised last. Now, this is the first out of 5 amphitheaters that were promised last year by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Awal Mohammed, last year in October. In the first place, let me commend the government for taking about 6 years. No, you've done well. Taking 6 solid years to get here after promising 9 ultra-modern seating theaters in 2016. And I'm saying ultra-modern large seating theaters in 2016 in their manifesto. They did not even do one of them. Not even one of them. Not even one of them. Now, let me read a portion of their manifesto to you. I mean the 2016 manifesto of the MPP, which is in power now. And it says, we will pursue the construction of modern, large seating theaters in every regional capital except Accra, beginning with Takoradi, Tamale, and Kumasi, as well as setting up an additional copyright office in Tamale to cater for the northern sector in addition to the existing ones in Accra and Kumasi. Let's just erase the copyright office and talk about our theaters. So in MPP's 2016 manifesto, they promised modern, large seating theaters in regions then. So we were expecting 9 theaters to power. Now in 2020, I mean the 2020 MPP manifesto, when they were re-elected into power, in the manifesto, they said, and let me read, in addition to completing the theater in Kumasi, we will construct new theaters in Kumasi and Takoradi. Now the question is, what theater is there in Kumasi? Did we have any theater in Kumasi? And I'm sure they were referring to the cultural center, the Jabrim. That isn't a theater, it's just an auditorium. So again, the MPP captured cultural center as a theater in the 2020 manifesto. Now, I remember in 2018, renovated the Koforidua Cultural Center. Even that was necessitated by the NAFAC that was moved to Koforidua in 2018 because NAFAC was to be held there in 2018. A reason they decided to renovate the cultural center in Koforidua in 2018. I also remember the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture then, Dr. Ziblim Idi, telling the media that when they said in the 2016 manifesto that they were going to provide 9 theaters across the regions, they actually meant they were going to renovate the existing cultural centers across the country. Listen to Idi Ziblim.
That next month, November, we're going to do NAFAC in Koforidua, and you're going to see the first national regional theater being opened in Koforidua. When we said regional theaters, we were not alluding to the fact that we are going to start from scratch. All across the country, we have the art center projects coming up, so regional art centers. Some of them have reached stages 70%, 80%, and so we just have to come and complete them. There are some regions where we have to start from scratch. The old ones, we have to pull them down. But I can say that by November, we are working very hard with finance to get some money to finish the one in Kofrodua. So that should be done by November, because we're going to do NAFAC, so that should be ready. And we have promised the president that we want him to come and address the whole nation and the whole world from that venue.
And so we are sure that by the time 2020,
by the time 2020, we will not have 10 regional theaters complete, but at least we'll have close to 5 or 6 done. At least Kofrodua.
That was the former Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Dr. Idi Ziblim, in 2018, that interview with Joy News. Yes. And for me, this is total deception, because if you told us in 2016 that you were pursuing the construction, underlying construction, the construction of modern large seating theaters in every regional capital except Accra, and then you come back to explain that you meant you were going to renovate cultural centers, then that is total deception. Now, last year, let's move to last year, 2022, October. Dr. Awal Mohammed, who is the Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, promised the construction of 5 amphitheaters. And this was something he said when he met the media in October 2022. Now, from that time till now, he said they were going to construct 5 amphitheaters and then construct another 5 this year. Since last year, October, they are now cutting a sword for the first out of the 5 amphitheaters in Kumasi. And I don't know why we should be happy about this. I don't know why we should clap for the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. I don't know why we should celebrate sword cutting at this point in time, because if from 2016 or 2017 till now we can only cut a sword, then we are joking as a people. We are not serious. It means we are just celebrating lesser achievements in this industry. My other problem is that the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Mark Okreku-Manteh, when he went to Kumasi recently to cut the sword for the amphitheater, what he said was that the amphitheater is a 1,000-seater auditorium, meaning it can take 1,000 people at a time. 1,000 people at a time. That is not even my problem. But my problem is the explanation he gave to the capacity of the amphitheater. Take a listen.
So we're looking at 1,000 maximum. The concept is that as a creative practitioner, myself, it is not easy to fill a hall that is 2,000 plus in Ghana. They will tell you, we need halls that can take 5,000. Yes, Charterhouse can do it. We know some other event organizers who can do it. President Akufo-Addo in 2016 launched his Creative Arts and Culture Manifesto at Dwabrim. It was free. But if pay to see or watch concerts, if you use like a National Theatre or Conference Center, a lot of event organizers cannot, even the top artists, a lot of them cannot fill the halls. And so it is only prudent that you start with 1,000. If you think you can do more than 1,000, do afternoon, do evening, like Uncle Ebo White does. He does Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and he gets his 8,000 average for the weekend. Something we are trying to encourage something like that. And then if say Americans, they want to have their own show, they are relatively young in the game, in the art business, they can decide that okay, we can do 1,000 and we are fine. So that we do not over emphasize and over target.
That was the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Mark Okreku-Manteh. With all due respect, sir, what you just said, the explanation to why you decided to cut a sword for a 1,000-seater amphitheater doesn't sit well with me. And this is my reason. Because if you tell me that because Ebo White has been doing maybe 2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows we should accept this, then I don't think you're being fair to the industry. I'm not sure you've asked Ebo White how hectic it is for him to do these many shows. I don't know you've found out from him. It is not easy. But why are we even celebrating 1,000-seater amphitheater? I'm not saying that we should provide bigger auditoriums for every community in this country. Yes, we can give some communities that are smaller some 1,000-seater auditoriums. That is fine. But to tell us that our artists can't even fill the National Theatre, some can't fill the National Theatre, is very defeatist of our ideas and our wish to have this industry move forward. Because, Mr. Okrekumante, we have artists in this country who fill the Fantasy Dome, which is about 18,000 capacity. Even the same National Theatre, we have people who fill the National Theatre. Now let's go to Kumasi, where you just cut a sword for the construction of the amphitheater. There is this guy, this comedian called Ebenezer Jumo. He did a comedy show and he had more than 1,000 people. He had more than that. So let's not create the impression that we will not get the people, we will not get a lot of people to patronize these facilities. Yes, you can build some 1,000-seater theaters somewhere, but let's have bigger auditoriums as well. In 2018, when Afrima came to Ghana, at the conference center, I'm sure you had reports of the heat that consumed people in there. This was a very, very big event for the whole African continent, and it was an eyesore. It was a disgrace for the country. I don't know if you realized it or you had a report, and I don't know if you were happy about it. This conference center, the National Theatre, they all have AC problems, air conditioning problems. In this country as we speak now, we don't have any ultra